The small ship fell from the sky like a burning star. Smoke rose as it hit the ground, sliding across the strange red dirt. Sparks jumped from the broken engine. The ship was quiet now. Only the wind spoke, whispering through tall, glowing trees. Inside the broken ship, a man moved. His name was Ethan Cole, a space pilot from Earth. Blood ran down the side of his face. His eyes opened slowly. He coughed, trying to remember what happened. He had been flying through a quiet zone, far from any planets. There was no reason to crash. No reason for systems to fail. But here he was. The control panel was dead. Lights flickered, then died. No signal. No answer. He was alone. He looked outside the cracked window. The sky was purple, like a bruise. The plants outside glowed softly. They pulsed like they were breathing. This planet, it shouldn't be here, Ethan whispered. He checked the map. The screen blinked red. Anari ACHABL ESOSTM. CLASX. Do no TAPPROH. Ethan's heart beat faster. He had read about Class X planets. They were marked as off-limits, mysterious, dangerous. Some said they had energy that broke ships. Others said people who landed never came back. He stepped outside. The air was warm and smelled like metal and flowers. His boots sank a little into the soft red ground. A strange buzzing sound floated through the air, like music from far away. He walked carefully, leaving the ship behind. The forest around him was glowing. Trees with blue bark and silver leaves. Strange birds flew above, their wings quiet. And then he saw them. Statues. Tall, old, covered in moss, but shaped like humans. Ethan froze. One statue stood with a hand raised as if giving a command. Another knelt, holding something that looked like a small orb. But it was the third statue that made Ethan step back. It looked just like him. Same face, same hair. Even the small scar near the lip, the one he got in flight school. It even wore the same pilot badge, Cole 47A. That's not possible, he said, heart pounding. How is this here? He touched the statue. Cold stone. Ancient, but real. He looked around. Dozens more were there. All shaped like him. Some smiling, others standing with weapons or holding books. Like scenes from stories. Suddenly the air changed. The wind stopped. The buzzing sound was gone. The light dimmed. Then footsteps. Ethan turned. From behind the glowing trees, figures appeared. Tall, thin beings with smooth gray skin and glowing green eyes. They didn't carry weapons. They didn't speak. They stared at him. Ethan raised his hands. I don't want trouble. The beings walked closer. One of them, taller than the rest, stepped forward. Its voice was soft but strange, like music and thunder together. You have returned, it said. Ethan blinked. What? You have come again, the alien said, just as the stars promised. I don't understand, Ethan said. Who are you people? We are the Vayari, the tall one said. We remember you. We honor you. I've never been here before, Ethan shouted. The aliens didn't move. They looked at each other. One of them stepped forward and placed a hand on Ethan's chest. Its fingers glowed and a small light flickered inside Ethan's shirt pocket. He pulled it out. It was his badge, but now it was glowing. No, this isn't mine, he whispered. The alien bowed. It is the sign of the Skybringer, the one who showed us light, the one who promised to return when the world needed him again. Ethan took a step back. There's a mistake. I'm just a pilot. I crashed. I don't even know how I got here. But the aliens were already kneeling. All of them, in silence, knelt on the glowing red earth. Their heads low, their voices soft. Welcome home, they whispered. Ethan looked around, the statues, the silence, the glowing badge. And something inside him whispered too. This isn't the first time you've been here. Ethan stood still, surrounded by silence. The Vayari, those tall, glowing-eyed aliens, remained kneeling. They treated him like some kind of god. But Ethan was just a pilot, a lost one, crashed in the middle of a planet that should not exist. "This has to be a mistake," he whispered. But the aliens didn't look confused. They looked calm, like they knew him. The leader, the tallest one, stood up again. His name was Sareth. "You don't remember," Sareth said gently. "Remember what?" Sareth turned and began walking. The others followed. Then he looked back at Ethan and said, "Come, it is time to show you." Ethan didn't know why, but he followed. They walked through the glowing forest. Strange birds watched from high branches. The air was thick with energy, almost humming. After some time, the trees opened, and Ethan saw it. A massive temple, built into the side of a red mountain. Symbols were carved into the stone, swirling in soft golden light. At the top of the steps stood a huge door. As they approached, the door opened on its own. Inside was quiet. Cool air touched Ethan's skin. The walls glowed faintly. They walked down a long hall filled with carvings, pictures of a man from the stars, and in every carving, the man looked just like Ethan. His hand shook. "That's not me. It can't be me." Sareth led him into a wide chamber. In the center was a large round stone table. On it sat a glowing crystal. As Sareth touched it, light burst into the air, forming a hologram, a glowing image. It was Ethan, standing tall, wearing a strange suit, speaking to the Vayari. But Ethan didn't remember this. He never said those words. "We are one people now," the image said. "You have trusted me, and I will return when the sky burns blue and the darkness rises." The image vanished. Ethan stared at the space where it had been. That is impossible," he whispered. "I never said that. I've never been here before. I swear." Sareth watched him closely. "You may not remember, but your soul remembers." "What do you mean?" Sareth stepped closer. "Long ago, your kind came to us. One of you stayed. He helped us. He gave us hope. He taught us how to survive the time of fire. We called him the Skybringer." Ethan frowned. "But that wasn't me." "We believe," Sareth said slowly, "that it was your other self, the one who shared your face, the one who said he would return." Suddenly, something clicked in Ethan's mind. A memory. A name. Project Echo Soul. It was a secret project on Earth, years ago. A human experiment that failed. Or so they said. It was about memory transfer. About putting a person's mind into a second body, even sending it across space. "No," Ethan said, backing away. "That project never worked. They shut it down." "Or they lied," Sareth said. Ethan's heart pounded. What if a copy of him, a version, was sent here before? What if that version had lived with these people, helped them? What if the Vayari couldn't tell the difference between the old version and the real him? Sareth held something out. It was a small sealed box, smooth and silver, glowing faintly. "This was left by the Skybringer," Sareth said. "He told us to give it to you, only when the blue moon rose again. That day is today." Ethan didn't move. "What's inside?" he asked. "Will you not know? He said you would open it during the storm night. When is that?" Sareth looked up at the ceiling, where a sky map glowed with stars. One star blinked slowly. "3 nights from now," Sareth said. "When the sky burns, then your truth will begin." Ethan slowly took the box. It felt warm. Inside his chest, something stirred, like a memory trying to wake up. "I didn't come here," he whispered. "But maybe I was always meant to." The Vayari began to hum. A soft, deep sound. Not words, just pure feeling. Like they were welcoming something back they thought they had lost. As Ethan stood in the center of the temple, holding the sealed box, the glowing walls showed one last carving. A future vision. It showed Ethan standing between 2 worlds, one human, one alien, and fire all around. The sky turned dark blue. A strange wind blew through the forest. The trees glowed brighter, and the red ground shimmered like fire. The Veyeri stood on high cliffs, looking up at the stars. Tonight was storm night, the night their legends warned about, and Ethan Cole stood in the middle of it. He held the silver box in his hands. It was warm now, almost alive. His heart beat hard. He still didn't know what was inside, but the Veyeri believed it held the truth. A message from the Skybringer, the one who looked like Ethan, but came long before him. "This is madness," Ethan said to himself. Beside him, Sareth stood silent, his glowing eyes fixed on the sky. "You feel it too, don't you?" Sareth asked softly. Ethan nodded. Something strange was in the air, a pressure, a hum deep inside his bones, like something big was about to happen. Thunder rumbled, but there were no clouds. The Veyeri knelt in a wide circle around Ethan. Their heads were bowed. The wind began to scream. The stars above twisted, spinning slowly. The blue moon, which hadn't been seen for years, rose in the sky. The box in Ethan's hands began to glow. He looked at it, then at Sareth. "Now," Ethan asked. "Now," Sareth said. Ethan took a deep breath and opened the box. A bright blue light exploded from it, shooting into the sky like a beam. The ground shook. Trees bent. The Veyeri raised their hands and began to sing, not with words, but with tones. Deep, powerful notes that echoed across the valley. Inside the box was a sphere floating in the air. It showed moving images, like a recording. And there he was again. The Skybringer. Same face, same eyes, but older, wiser. His voice filled the air, loud and clear. "If you are hearing this, then the fire is coming again. I am you. Another version. Another life. I came through Project Echo Soul and stayed to protect this world. But I failed. The danger was only delayed." Ethan stared, unable to breathe. 3 nights from now, a storm will come from the stars. A hunter ship. A destroyer. It follows my signal. I tried to stop it, but it was too strong. The Skybringer paused. His eyes locked on Ethan's. "You are my second chance." The image shifted. It showed a massive alien warship in space, dark and full of spikes. It had no name, only fear. The Skybringer continued. "This ship destroys planets. It feeds on power. It learned about the Veyeri from me, and now it's coming to finish what it started." Ethan dropped the box. "No," he whispered. The Skybringer's voice still echoed. "You must choose. Run and survive, or fight and protect. I leave you what I could not finish." The recording ended. Silence. The Veyeri looked at Ethan. Sareth spoke first. "So now, you know the truth." Ethan shook his head. "That wasn't me. I didn't bring that monster." "But it follows your signal," Sareth said gently. "And only your signal can stop it." Ethan fell to his knees. Everything was spinning. He didn't ask for this. He didn't want to be some savior. He was just trying to survive a crash. But deep inside, something stirred. A memory that wasn't his. A voice that sounded like his own, whispering, "Protect them. This time do it right." Ethan looked up. The blue moon glowed bright. The stars twisted faster now. Far in the sky, something huge moved. The hunter ship was coming, and it would arrive in 3 days. The sky cracked open. Not with thunder, but with fire. The stars above turned red as something huge entered the planet's atmosphere. A burning shape. Long, sharp, and dark like a floating blade. The hunter ship had arrived. Ethan stared up at it, frozen. It looked just like the one in the Skybringer's message. Cold, silent, deadly. Around him, the Veyeri began to panic. Some ran. Some dropped to their knees in fear. Sareth didn't move. He only watched the ship with quiet eyes. "It's here," Ethan said, his voice dry. Sareth nodded. "And it is searching." "For what?" "For you," Sareth said. Ethan's chest tightened. What does it want with me? Your signal, your memory, your power. That ship doesn't just kill, Sareth said. It consumes. The ship moved slowly through the sky, its shadow stretching over the forest like a dark hand. Below it, the ground died. Trees crumbled. The red grass turned black. It didn't shoot. It didn't speak. It just searched and absorbed. Suddenly, Ethan felt a sharp pain in his head. Memories, not his own, flashed like lightning. He saw battlefields, screaming Vayari, fire falling from the sky. He saw the Skybringer fighting inside the same ship, alone, trying to stop it from within, and failing. Ethan gasped and fell to his knees. Blood dripped from his nose. The memories were forcing themselves into his brain. You were part of the project, he heard the voice say. You carry the link. Sareth helped him up. We must move, he said. It will find you soon. But I can't fight that, Ethan shouted. That thing destroys planets. Sareth's eyes glowed brighter. You're wrong. You carried his soul, and he found its weakness before he died. What weakness? Sareth pulled something from his robe, a small round device with pulsing blue lines. This is called the Echo Key. He left it in our care. Ethan stared at it. What does it do? It opens the ship, Sareth said. From inside. Inside? Ethan's voice cracked. You want me to go into that thing? Yes, Sareth said. You must. The Vayari warriors gathered behind Sareth. They wore simple armor glowing with symbols of old power. Not advanced tech, but ancient energy. They were ready to fight. But Ethan knew. They wouldn't survive long against a machine like that. Still, he looked at them, and something changed inside him. He had crash-landed here by accident. But maybe the accident wasn't really an accident. Maybe it was destiny. He took the Echo Key. All right, Ethan said. Let's end this. The Vayari didn't cheer. They bowed, not to a god, but to a man ready to walk into death. A transport beast, large and armored, was prepared. Sareth rode beside Ethan. You won't be alone, he said. I kind of feel alone, Ethan muttered. They rode toward the hunter ship as it floated low above the dead valley. Black mist fell from it like poison rain. Strange shapes moved beneath its skin like it was alive. When they got close, Ethan pressed the Echo Key to his chest. It sank into his skin, glowing bright. The hunter ship stopped moving. And then, it opened. A long dark ramp unfolded from beneath the ship. A hollow voice filled the air. Ici detected. Sareth looked at Ethan one last time. Be careful, and remember who you are. Ethan took a step forward, then another, and walked into the belly of the beast. The door closed behind him. Darkness swallowed him whole, dark. The kind of dark that feels heavy, like it's alive. Ethan took slow steps inside the hunter ship. Every wall pulsed with a deep blue light like a heartbeat. The ship was silent, but not quiet. It breathed. It waited. Then a voice, cold, not human. Echo Soul confirmed. Prepare extraction. A bright light snapped on. Ethan froze. In front of him floated a sphere, black and smooth, humming like a storm. Wires moved around it like snakes. It was the ship's core, and inside it, something was trapped. Ethan stepped closer. His breath caught. It was himself, or a version of him, the Skybringer, frozen in time, eyes closed, skin glowing slightly, not dead, not fully alive. He failed, the voice said. You will too. The ship was using the Skybringer like a battery, feeding on his memories, his soul. Ethan's chest burned. The Echo Key inside him pulsed harder. Suddenly, the floor rose around him, forming a tall spire of energy. A cage. The ship had no guards. It didn't need them. It had intelligence. You stole him, Ethan growled. Used him. He offered himself, the voice said, to stop me. But he was weak. You are stronger. The cage crackled with blue fire. Give in. Join. Become more. Ethan felt pressure in his head. The same memories from before. Battlefields, fire, fear, tried to flood him again. But this time he fought them. He held on to his own thoughts, his own name. No, Ethan said. You took one of me. You don't get two. He reached inside himself, touched the echo key. It burned bright. The sphere around the Skybringer cracked. The ship screamed. A wave of light burst out, throwing Ethan backward. The memories flew out of the air like shattered glass. Ethan saw everything the Skybringer had done, and felt it. The pain, the hope, the fight. They were the same soul. One life, two paths. Now only one could finish the mission. The Skybringer opened his eyes, but he didn't speak. He looked at Ethan and nodded. Ethan understood. He walked to the sphere and touched it. The echo key jumped from his chest into the machine. Glowing like a star, everything shook. What are you doing? The voice screamed. I'm ending this. You will die. I know. He pressed both hands on the core. Energy exploded from it. A shockwave so powerful it shook the sky outside. The ship groaned. Its lights flickered. The floor cracked. Outside, the Vayari saw the ship flicker like a dying flame. And then, silence. The hunter ship fell from the sky slowly, gently, like a giant giving up. When it touched the ground, it didn't explode. It simply died. The Vayari ran toward the wreckage. Smoke rose from the open door. Sareth rushed in first, shouting Ethan's name. He found him inside, lying next to the broken sphere, still breathing, eyes closed, but smiling. Beside him was the Skybringer. Faded. Gone. The soul had returned to its source. Many days later, the hunter ship was taken apart. Its dark metal melted into nothing. The planet began to heal. Ethan stayed with the Vayari. He wasn't a god, not a legend, just a man who made a choice. And for the Vayari, that was enough.